Yeah. Have you ever seen Get Smart?
No, I haven't.
Damn it. It's really really
Sorry.
funny movie. It's a Steve Carell movie, so like right then and there it's like, all
Oh,
right,
oh yeah. Oh wait.
Steve.
Get Smart. Oh, I think I might have seen that one actually. Now that you mentioned
It's the
Steve
one where
Carell.
he's the agent.
Yes, I've seen that. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Missed it by
Oh
that
yeah, when they're
much.
landing in the hay. Okay, now I get it. Now I get it.
And when they're landing in multiple things, he said that a couple times.
Well, yeah, when they miss the hay. Or yeah.
It was the
Yeah.
window too, I think,
Oh
was the other
yeah,
one.
I remember that. It was weird seeing
And
Steve
then
Carell and Anne Hathaway together.
yeah, I'm okay with seeing Steve Carell. Period.
Oh yeah,
As
he's
long as
so
there's Steve
funny.
Carell involved, he's
He's
wonderful.
amazing. Oh god. Anyway, sorry. This is probably like
Nah, no, we can fangirl together over Steve
okay,
Carell. I
good.
edit this thing. Oh wait, I edit this thing. All right, so I'm moving on to the next question. I was another moment in Ruby where I have been pleasantly surprised at how awesome somebody does for voice acting
Oh
for
god,
Ruby.
yeah, she's such a spaz in real life, but like she's like
Not at all what I
oh
expected.
yeah, yeah. Like it's so jarring, like watching her like perform as Cinder, and then to like go to her Meal Monday video where she's swinging around a dick full of glitter. That literally happened. Like it was like a novelty item, and she's just swinging it around. And she's like, "Sorry, Grandma, you watch these videos." I'm just like, "Oh my god." Oh, she's adorable. But anyway, yeah. So that, yeah. Wow. How do we talk about anything else now that I've brought up a glitter?
All right, thank you for all for tuning in this week.
It's like that's it. Interview ruined.
Interview over part 2 will be out whenever.
Oh,
Oh, I don't. I forgot to mention it earlier. I was gonna do it at the favorite ship question, but I was gonna say falling petals. I was gonna call it that. Is Cinder Ruby your favorite ship because you look like their child?
oh my gosh. Oh, that's
That
was
was
that?
literally the first picture of you that I saw was the one that you were like, I look like the child of my trash ship, and I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, that was a really good picture. I'm really happy with that picture. Like, it just because like
Because you
of the
found your parents.
realization after. Yes, I'm just like this is who I am. This is what I was put on this earth to be. was the child of my trash
You were
ship.
literally born for this ship.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I don't think
That's
anybody else can claim that, or many people can claim that. They literally look like the child of their ship.
oh my gosh. Well, that's sweet. I mean, like among some of my friends, um, yeah, you do act a lot like both of them sometimes. Like, and I'll be like really happy or peppy or whatever, and then like sometimes I'll just say something way out of left field, and they're like, "Whoa, hey, calm down there." and then what was it? My boyfriend described me as a cinder in Ruby's clothing, and I'm like, okay, that's the favorite description I've ever heard of me so far.
All right. Well, that was fun. I meant to mention it earlier, but then I forgot to. Oh, I also meant to mention something else earlier. Sometimes I'm like, I'm going to say this, but I'm going to let them finish talking, and then I forget because I think of something else to say.
Oop.
But you said Ruby met Jean when she was lying on the cold hard ground, and I was just like, that should have been the sign right there, because we should have known that he was trouble when he walked in, because he was lying
Oh
on the
my
cold hard
god,
ground.
that's great.
T Swift. I want to say that was intentional, but it wasn't.
I remember.
All
I
right.
still remember the part from episode 8 where Ren gets knocked against the wall, and then somebody immediately was like, "Now he's Lie Ren on the cold hard ground."
Yep. I wasn't even on
That's the
Tumblr and I
best.
saw that. God damn, that fucking. I hate puns with a burning
I love
passion.
them. I love
I hate puns and I'm
them.
on Tumblr. Life is wonderful. And it seems to be that like I have friends that have just like they did my ex, and not for this reason though, she made puns all the time, and I always joked that that was going to be the reason that I broke up with her. And well, whoops.
it
She thought I was
reminds me.
bluffing.
Oh my god, it reminds me of that comic where it's like, if you're gonna make me choose between my tendency to state out the doors and our relationship, then there's the door.
That was my favorite. I remember
That's so
seeing that.
good.
It's like, who thought of that?
Like, who the, yeah, and sometimes I see things and I'm like, who is the fucking comedic genius Like, can I shake this person's hand? I wish I
I will
could.
blow that person. I will. You think I'm
But
kidding?
fuck it, I'll do it.
My friends, my real life friends, and I have to say real life friends, I feel like they don't understand the concept of a lot of money because this is like the most infamous thing for me was that very early on in the year, the question was posed because we're teenagers. The question was posed: Would you suck a guy's dick to completion for $1,000? I'm like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
$1,000. And that was back when I was straight. I was like, yeah, that's $1,000. And everybody was like, why would you do that? Like,
Oh
no, that's
no.
disgusting. I'm like, it's $1,000. That's
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
money.
God. Jeez.
I mean, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I mean, I would wonder. I'd be like, do I have to like look them in the eye as I do it? Like, what
I,
are the
I don't give
conditions?
it. You give me whatever
Can
the
I
conditions that I
can
was
I spit
given.
it out after? Do I just swallow it?
Somebody actually threw it in with swallow. I'm like, I don't know if I could do it like with swallow because I would probably gag reflex.
Mm.
But it was
I
seriously
have
just
no.
like, why wouldn't you? And then the question got asked again. It was like, would you let somebody that every single time that they said you had to blow them, but you got $2,000 each time you did it. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And they're like, that's basically pimping yourself out. I'm like, that's also $2,000.
yeah, it's also $2,000 every time.
It's literally been to the point where I'm like yelling at lunch at my friends as I'm like, it's $1,000, or it's $1,000. It's $1,000. People, it's a lot of money.
It is.
It's a lot of money for very little. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Yeah, I mean that's like 2 minutes if you do it
yeah,
right.
3 seconds if you're me.
Oh, God.
Uh, but I feel like they don't. I don't know. They don't understand the
They
concept
don't
of money.
understand you. It's okay.
They don't. The only one other person said that they would do it, but that was a straight. I'd say a straight girl, but like all the girls in my school are straight. I'm like the only. I'm the only queer person in my school. It's awesome. Yeah, I was gonna say mostly what you do. Also, high school wasn't that like 50 years ago for you?
Oh, wow. It's like, who do you think I am, Cinder? God. No. Oh God. Can I like just say I was checking my emails like recently this week, and there was just an email titled "Save the Cougars," and I totally misunderstood it. I was like, it was for like the cougars. It was for like Humane Society thing, and
I just if you heard that and your mind went to the same place that Emmy did, there will be a link to the Bible in the description below.
yeah, good for 10 out of 10. No, but I saw it and I clicked it right. I'm like, yeah, save the cougars. What are they doing to people? Who is harming the cougars? What did they do to anybody? Protect Cinderfall and all. But then I was like, oh, okay. The giant cats, those are cool too, I guess.
You suddenly are like, I guess I'll delete it
Like,
now.
okay.
I also like the idea that you think that somebody got your email address and literally, like, that made sense in your mind.
I was like, oh, somebody is aware of like my interests in life and like things that are important to me. Yes, save the cougars.
Interest in life. So your interests are. I'm not gonna make the joke. I'm not gonna
You
do it.
don't have to. You don't have to.
I think that the interest is, or the interest. The joke is told basically.
Yeah, it's
God
inherent.
Once again, there will be a link to the Bible in the description below. Emmy, you might want to use that link.
Nah. Thanks, but no thanks.
Oh my god. Nora has just become the animal. She's the mascot for the fandom.
She's great. I can't wait for her figure to come out.
I can't wait for Nora to come out
No!
in the show. To just appear in the show and have a substantial role.
Yes.
That's what I meant by come out. I immediately realized my choice of words there.
Like, I can't wait for Nora to come out to Pyrrha.
Yeah. That was pretty popular for a little bit.
I will confess, I have
Very
a
little bit.
huge thing for my OT3, I think, is Nora, Ren, and Pyrrha. because I just want so badly for like Nora and Ren. They're chill. They've been together forever, right?
Yeah, they're together
They
together.
are together, whatever. And so, and I want like like Pyrrha is having a hard time with John. It's going rough. It's rough going. He does not get it. It's sad. And Nora obviously cares about Pyrrha. Like I mean, I was really pleasantly surprised with like Nora being like, oh, practice what you preach. Come on, like she obviously cares about Pyrrha's like well being, like as a teammate and stuff. But like my like headcanon or like my wish is for is for Nora to just approach Pyrrha one day and be like, hey, I know things kind of suck, but do you want to like just join me and Ren's open relationship, and it would just be like us three? Is that something that would appeal to you? And then Pyrrha would finally get like attention and love that she deserves, and like Nora cares about her, and she'd have like the best of both worlds because Nora is all energetic and fun, and boop boop boop, and then Ren is like he's like the cool quiet type, and like they're both just pretty chill people when you get down to it. So I'm just like, I just want Pyrrha to be included and loved and like form a protective circle around her.
Yeah. At this point, Noren is canon.
Yes. Ah.
So is that like you two die or one of them dies in canon?
Hmm?
Is that like if you or Kino dies, or if like Cinder or Ruby dies in canon?
Oh, don't even go there with like Cinder or Ruby dying in canon. I would pull every like reincarnation bullshit AU that I could just to make it happen. But like I don't even want to think about Kino dying. Oh, Kino's like the baby of our group. Kino is like 4'10".
Oh my god.
And she's the oldest too. She's 23 and she's 4'10" and she's our baby. And she's like, I'm older than all of you.
Oh my god. I want to feed her a cracker.
I know, just like feed her a small baby burb cracker.
Jesus.
Oh.
Short people. I'm tall. I'm
Oh,
6
yeah.
foot.
Oh wow, you're really tall.
Yeah, and once again, I'm almost 16, but I'm probably not going to grow much more than this. But I'm still really tall.
Jeez,
and
you're tall for your age too. Wow.
Yeah, and just short people are just like.
I'm 5'7.25".
You're short to me.
Yeah.
Not really. That's actually pretty. So it's actually funny because my sister is so I'm 6 foot.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's 5'8", and my mom's 5'4", but my sister is 5'1".
Oh.
She is really, really little.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really funny to a certain extent because my sister is a lot stronger than me and she could break me. But she's also 6 years older than me. So
oh, wow.
she will be 22 this year. And I will be 16. But it is like I don't know. I really like short people though. Like especially, I don't hug people often. I don't like contact. But I love hugging short people just because they're so tiny.
Yes.
They're so little.
I
can't hug my mom though.
The short people, like oh man, I was the tallest girl in like my group of friends in high school. So like whenever they all crowded around me for a hug, I'm like, I feel like the only adult here.
Like you felt like Glinda Goodwitch from Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I'm like hey munchkins.
Yeah. I actually can't hug my mom though because she's at the perfect height where if I hug her, she strangles me.
Oh my god.
I literally can't do it.
That's so sad.
Yeah, her shoulder goes right into my throat.
Oh.
So I'm like, okay.
Like, okay.
So I just do the one arm hug.
And then it changed. Like I was the tallest in like the girls at high school, but then when I went to college, like for massage therapy, everybody was humongous compared to me. It was such a difference. Like there was like the ex-Marine guy. And then there was like these big burly people that used to work at airport security, and like holy crap, I like we had to pair up and like for like practicing like massage and stuff, and like the big football player guy that I got, like I'm laying on the table and he's like, my hand is the size of her back, I'm so scared I'm gonna squish her, or like, and the teacher's like, it's okay, she is the small one, but it's okay, and I was like, oh, I get to be the small and cute one for once. Nice.
Wait, so First of all, that was a funny story, but I was just like trying to piece things together in my mind while you said it. You went to school for massage therapy
I did for a little bit, but
for a little bit. Okay.
I ended up dropping out of the program. Not like dropping out because of bad grades, but because like it became
You didn't want to.
yeah, it became a lot emotionally. Like I thought I was gonna be okay with it. Like I really wanted to do something where I could help people and like be a huge part of their life. But then like as it goes on and stuff, and you're treating people that are like needing relief from like really sometimes serious pain and
Yeah.
stuff, and like the way I am, I just don't have any kind of like barrier between people that I care about and myself.
Yeah.
So I was literally absorbing all of like their sadness and stuff and pain like a sponge, and it got to the point where like I would start crying when I was watching like the teacher touch somebody's ear, and I was like, I can't do it. Oh man.
Oh.
And I was a really good student. I had like a 4.0. I was on the dean's list, but I went in and I was like, I'm gonna have to quit the part. And they're like, what? Why? But you have such good grades. Oh my god! And they wanted to keep me, but I was like, I'm really sorry. I can't.
Huh.
But,
I that's interesting.
yeah.
You were the first person I've ever met that has done that.
Oh yeah. I
Because
know.
yeah, so.
Ivory probably knows a lot about body stuff too.
Okay, well, Ivory's a mortician. There's a little bit of a
Yeah,
difference
I know. Like
between
I
what
always
Ivory does
feel
and what you were
happy.
doing.
I always feel happy. Like like reading whenever Ivory makes comments about body stuff, because I'm like, oh yeah, I know that too, and I feel like
So,
connected to them somehow. I'm like, oh man.
well, this just got creepy.
No, no.
Uh, but yeah, no, like I said, you're the only person I've ever met that has done that. But you say that, and actually, I'm very familiar with a physical therapist
Mm,
because I've been to him a lot. But it's interesting that you say that though, because it's like that versus what he says is he's like it's very rewarding when you help people,
yeah.
and he's like that's like the best feeling. So
Mhm.
it's just interesting.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, because I mean, it's nice too. Like when you're practicing on your friends and you get really comfortable around these people, and like yeah, although the teacher is like sometimes like, okay, but remember, you can't just drop trow in class. You have to still go behind the curtain, even though you guys are comfortable being like half naked now.
Didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
Didn't
no,
even occur.
it was kind of funny because my first time on the table, I got like this really cute like 63-year-old lady who had been going back to school, but she liked to think of herself as like everybody's grandma, but like she was my first partner, and it was my first time ever on the table. She was in the semester ahead of me, and I am naked except for my underwear, when not including my bra. By the way, I was like no bra on the table, and I'm like nervous because I'm like this like new freshman kind of person to like this. And I'm like, okay, it's just a body, it's fine, no problem. But then she decides she's gonna be silly and starts like tickling me, and I'm like, and I'm like trying not to flash everybody, and like I like start laughing like in a way like when I laugh really hard from tickling, it sounds like I'm crying too. So the teacher comes over, she's like, "Are you crying or are you?" And then she found out that like I was being tickled. She's like, "Yeah, you can't tickle her. That's like, yeah, you just met. You have to like be like appropriate and respect boundaries." uh,
Uh,
and I'm just like trying, and I'm so ticklish. Like it's not even like, oh god, like especially my tummy and like my sides. Like, oh god, she's like tickling my sides, and I have like a tiny little waist, and like my rib cage is like right there, and like I'm just like, oh god, no.
wow.
So that was a fun first day.
Fun first day. Fun. Hmm.
Hmm.
Like I said, still interesting to me.
Mhm.
Never had a massage, but maybe
Oh,
one
they're
day.
so great. They're so great.
Maybe one day.
That was the best
Yeah,
part
well, yeah.
about going, was that you got like a massage every
Yeah. No, I guess. Man, I know. Of course, I have to sign up for it.
day.
Uh, it does sound interesting though. Out of all the things that have been done to me, massage is not one of them.
And I
Because
think,
like I mentioned earlier, medical troubles, and
mhm,
one of them was stemming around nerves.
yeah,
You can't massage a nerve. You really can't.
really.
Because if a nerve is irritated, let me tell you something you can't do. Touch it with anything.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but acupuncture I did have, and acupuncture
Mhm.
was that was 50-50 for me because at a certain point in time it started making me really sick
Oh yeah.
for whatever reason, and I got really sick every time I had it done, so I had to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And beyond that, though, it wasn't like much pain wise and all, but I don't know. It was massage was always like a thing that I was like I wanted to do, but I never could because it's like it's never been applicable to any scenario I'm in, so I don't have an excuse.
Yeah, and like the thing about like acupuncture too is like sometimes if your body is not like sometimes your body will just be resistant to certain treatments, and it will have like a hugely different reaction than you want it to. Because like when I was in the spa portion of the class, like we were doing like seaweed wraps and like mud wraps, where we just basically like painted mud and seaweed onto each other, and then put each other into a wrap, and like one at a time, of course. We're not just like a bunch of burritos, but
Damn it.
and I've never had an allergic reaction to anything before. And
Oh.
and they said like, oh, the seaweed will probably itch for a little bit, but once you get used to it, it'll be okay.
Oh.
And so I've never had like an allergic itchy reaction to anything. So I'm thinking like, oh, this is probably normal.
Oh.
I am wrapped in seaweed. And like I like the way that they do it too is like they put saran wrap around you, and then they put you into like a little blanket, and then you're like laying there for an hour. But it was so itchy, and like I could not stop like twitching, and I'm like, this is probably normal. This is probably normal. And then the teacher's like, Emily, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, are you sure? And I'm like, I don't know. And so then they sat me up and they like started taking it off and looking at me like, yeah, there's huge red welts all over your back. And I'm like, oh. And so they had to like very quickly rinse it off, but like I was really sensitive to like temperature changes too, because that like apparently my body's like physiological system like did not want to have anything to do with the seaweed. It was like, no, don't let that in. And so like they had to like smother me with aloe and like rinse me down while I'm on the table, and I'm like shaking and like half naked, and I'm like crying because I'm like, I don't want to.
Wow.
And they're like, yeah, if we had waited the whole hour, then you probably would have been in a trip to the emergency room. God. And I'm like, oh. But then they wrapped me in like a normal blanket and let me just lay there for the rest of the class period because I was so like shaky and awful.
Wow. That is well, that's one way to find out you're allergic to seaweed.
Yeah, and like I'm not allergic to eating it, but like if it's on my back or like on my like it was so weird. It was like a t-shirt. It was like the parts of like where the seaweed had touched, like it literally ended at my elbow on the back of my like to the back of my arms, and then it was just like like on my back too. It, like that was the only place. It was like this big red t-shirt of like angry ickiness.
That is interesting. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, you can't have an allergic reaction to needles. So
oh god,
that would be bad. But it can if you fuck up and put the needle in the wrong place. That can be horrible.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen to me. That's fortunately, it just didn't have an effect. Because you said sometimes it can resist treatments. I'm like, yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
My body's like, you're not getting better, buddy.
Yeah, even if it's not like an allergic thing, like sometimes it'll just be like an instant response or something.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, it could. Things can go south in ways that you wouldn't expect them to.
This is true.
When it comes to anything. And it's just like, it's not even like, the normal case of like, well, then they contracted this disease from it, or it's like, and then they died or something like that. Like, yes, that can happen, and those are stuff that I'd say even are like more expected. But it's just like, yeah, in my case, I had surgery on my kidney, and somehow I wound up having a nerve problem in my leg.
Oh.
Because why not? Because anatomy.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
There was a whole reflexology module that we did where like we got a map of like our foot and like places where you can push in the foot and how it would refer to like another place in your body.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. The whole system is. The nervous system is not something you ever want to have problems with.
Oh god.
Because the regrowth rate of nerves, fun fact I know that I love, is 1 millimeter a month.
Oh boy.
That's the regrowth rate. And pretty much all healing for a nerve, or pretty much all like effects for a nerve, is based around that scale. It's painfully slow.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Oh god.
That was not a fun year.
Oh.
It's not a fun year for me.
Imagine.
That kidney problems. My kidney's the more famous one for like around my school, and people call me kidney jokingly. Yeah, it's fun. It's great. It's great. No, I don't mind it. It's just my kidney's just fucked up. No alcohol for me ever.
Oh.
I don't care. My sister actually got me drunk once.
Oh boy.
Because she was like, well, she didn't do it intentionally, but she was like, because my parents were in Hawaii, and she was like, well, you're gonna drink eventually. That is true, probably. And she's like, well, might as well do it under my supervision. And my sister also got drunk that night, by the way. But
Under
she's
my
like, might as well do
drunken
it
supervision.
under my yeah. Well, it didn't start that way. She gets points for trying. She did have drunken commentary on The Great Gatsby, though.
Oh boy.
And man, my sister commentating on The Great Gatsby drunk made that movie infinitely better. Not even like it was a bad movie. It just became, so my sister only gave me a couple of sips of wine. It was just to try it. What she forgot to factor in was that I was 15. I still am 15, but 15. One fully working kidney, but one kidney that is a 28% function rate. So really low functioning kidney, never had alcohol before.
Oh.
My tolerance rate was low,
Yeah.
and I got really drunk.
God damn.
And well, I did it once, so it's like, okay, I know what I'd be missing, and it's like, whatever. It's not worth my kidney.
Yeah, no. There's other things to drink.
Yeah, there's water.
Yeah. How about that water?
For me though, it's literally like there's water and there's like fruit juices, and that's like it.
Oh wow.
Because caffeine is bad for your kidneys, and alcohol is also really bad for your kidneys, so that removes a lot. But I refuse to fully give up coffee.
No sippy cups full of watermelon vodka for you.
No sippy cups for water. I mean, it wouldn't even be like, it'd just be like one little bit would be enough for me to go over the edge completely. I'm gonna have no tolerance for the rest of my life. It's gonna be great. I get to be the sober friend though.
Yay.
So I'm not actually gonna do that. My solution, don't have friends.
That was one of the most satisfying lines that I wrote between, like, for one of my White Rose travels. It was like a thing where Weiss was describing to Ruby, like, what she wanted to do. And she's like, well, I want to. And then she makes, like, the scissor motions with her hands, and she puts them together. And then Ruby's like, you want us to put our fingers together? And then Weiss
Ruby.
is like, oh my god.
Oh, Ruby.
God, I was so happy.
Actually, because I'm not a girl, for a lot of reasons, it actually, like, somebody that I had on for the interview was talking about tropes that happen in fan fiction and in porn. I get into some weird conversations on this show. I'd like to point that out. But it was talking about, like, weird tropes, and it was like, yeah, scissoring. Like, that's not actually really a thing ever. And I was confused. I was like, what's scissoring? And so then they explained it to me, and I was like, wait, people think that's actually a thing? Like, I had just assumed it was a trope. So I was one step ahead of the game, and I felt proud of myself for that.
Yeah.
I acknowledged the bullshit.
It's so,
but,
like,
yeah.
unfeasible.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense to me. Like, why? It's a visual thing, so I get why they would do it in stuff like porn.
Yeah.
Like, that's obviously you need a visual effect. But, like, why would that ever be seen as, like, a practical thing to do?
Yeah, like, what are you doing? Just, like, God, even, like, 60/90 would be more, like...
Yeah, well, 60/90 makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because, I mean, yeah.
Not 96ing, though.
Yeah, just face away from each other and don't interact.
It honestly makes about as much sense as scissoring. But, yeah, no. I didn't even know it was a thing. I also didn't know what it was called. Because I am a child. Alright, well, honestly, we're still doing better than the fucking Ass Kitten Tits interview. We got on a long talk about porn. And SFW cosplay shoots. Apparently those are a thing.
Oh, God.
Yeah. They told me about that, and I was like, why?
Like, were they speaking from personal experience or?
They said that they said that by a technicality, like what they would do would be considered NSFW photo shoots, but like full on, like people do that stuff
Oh
apparently.
yeah,
Like
I
it's
remember
actually a
that,
thing. I was afraid to look it up,
yeah.
so I didn't. But I'm just gonna take their word for it. They're the professionals.
Yeah.
At what I don't know. We are on the home stretch, just about. I lied. Okay, I'm not gonna say that yet. All right, pretend like I didn't say that. Cut that out. All
There's
right.
probably like 6 more questions left.
How the fuck did you do that? There's
Oh
6
my
more
god!
questions.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh! See? Oh, this is so weird because oh my friend Jay, like we were playing a game on like an MMO, and there's like a little dice cube on the boat, and he threw it, and like 3 times in a row I guessed what number it was gonna be. He's like, "What the fuck are you doing this? This
Go
is
buy
like
a
one out of
lottery
6."
ticket right now. Right fucking now.
And like, you know, I knew what you were gonna say, and then like a couple days ago, Jay was playing Harvest Moon. He's like, "I'm gonna bet on these horses," and I'm just like, "Pick number 5," and then he picked number 5, and I didn't even get to see the odds, and it won, and I'm just like, "Oh hey, woo!"
Go buy a lottery ticket. Are you Raven Simone?
I just had vision. Oh,
You
boy.
nasties.
You're nasty. I loved that show. Oh my god.
It was such a. Oh, you want to know some? You want to know some fun? Remember Chelsea?
Yes.
She went into theater,
Oh.
and she was actually in a play of The Importance of Being Earnest that I went to go see with my class at
Holy
the
crap.
University of Arizona's theater,
That's
which is
so cool.
which is the university within Tucson, the big university. And we went to go see it, and I just remember everybody was looking at the cast list, or people were just like on the cast list, and then all of a sudden I heard, oh, because my school is really small. I should also preface this with this: my school right now has 40 people in the entire high school for it.
Wow.
It's K through 12. It's really really small. I love it, but so they were just like, all of a sudden I just started hearing, oh my god, it's Chelsea, and I'm like, I don't remember Chelsea ever going to our school. Like I just don't remember this person. And then I followed up on it, and I'm like, holy shit, that's Chelsea from That's So Raven.
She was so cute.
She was, and she's really, really good actress as well in theater. So, I don't know. That was really interesting, though. I was like, holy shit.
She's like the Disney version of Willow from Buffy, I think.
Yeah. That is a show where everybody made it out okay.
Yeah.
From Disney Channel. The inverse of Hannah Montana.
Like most things, yeah.
The complete inverse of Hannah Montana. Everybody from that show is, yeah. I know people come out and they defend Miley Cyrus versus the way that she's portrayed in the media. But I still gotta call her out on her bullshit, on the things that she does. Like, it's still not good.
Yeah, I'm not really too abreast with like celebrities or anything.
Yeah.
I usually like my knowledge is basically secondhand from Tumblr, and I don't even put much stock in that.
Well, it's the VMAs. That's what it comes down to for Miley Cyrus. Honestly, it's like what is appropriate to do on national television and what isn't. So it's, that's a minor thing. It's a wee bit of a minor thing. I don't call people out on their bullshit. Also, the other thing I love from Tumblr is people like defending. Oh my god, what is it, Kristen Stewart, and all. And I'm like, it's great and all. I understand she's a cool person, but she can't act. She's not good.
I haven't seen too many of her movies.
I've seen like 2 or 3 outside of Twilight. I did see Twilight, unfortunately, because my sister, she was really big into Twilight. But
I was never big into Twilight. My friend loved it, and I should have like gone into it with my friend, but for some reason there was a part of me that was like, no. And I was like,
that's the part of you that was smart.
My biology teacher hated me though, because my biology teacher was a huge Twilight fan, and I was like the only girl in the room that didn't like it. I mean, no, I don't want to say I was the only girl in the room that didn't like it, because I don't want to make it sound like I'm not like other girls. I don't want to do No. I'm sure there were other fans.
Here are the protagonists in young adult literature.
Oh god, no, please, anything.
Anything like that.
No. But yeah, so
there's some stories that would be pretty good for.
Just like, yeah, just plug that.
Yeah, that's me all the time. Like my friends, I do everything I can. I'm like, hey, I know you. You're coming down with me. I just try so hard.
and in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Somebody, this is like my favorite thing. Somebody actually like not really. I wouldn't say friends with like at all. It was mutuals. That's a good word,
Mm-hmm.
but not on Tumblr necessarily. But I just kind of knew them. They were trying to discourage me from Sephora,
Oh
and so
boy.
they made an AU. This is the best. They made an AU that was based around the premise that has been tossed around the fandom a little bit of faunish fetishizing. Damn it! What
Yeah,
you know what word I'm trying to use.
fetishization.
Thank you. So they made an AU based around that, like as an attempt to make me realize how awful Sephora was, and I'm like, yeah,
That just probably made it better for you.
yeah. I guess look, an AU I didn't have to make. Win. Great day.
There is like a really like powerful piece of fan art that I saw once where like it was like a bunch of it was different instances of faunus discrimination, and there was like
Yeah.
Blake and Adam, and they're like, we're just walking home, and then there was
Yeah.
like Sun, people were pulling
I know
his
what you're
tail.
talking about.
And then poor Velvet, like next to all the like Playboy magazines. I was like, no, my baby.
That was a great comic for just like
God, it was so good. Ugh.
honestly with the inclusion of more Velvet that means the inclusion of more chances to show that within the series. So I'm really hoping that they take up on that. Of course, I just want more Fox because it's really weird. Oh no, I lied. Fox is my favorite male. Fox is my favorite character. He hasn't said a word, but he's barely been on screen. But for whatever reason, he's my favorite character.
He's really cool. Like he has that air to him.
He's blind. And I could really blind characters make me more excited than any other characters because like not obviously not to a serious extent, but I have like vision problems and I could have lost vision in my right eye or not right eye. Yeah, right eye at a very young age. Just because like of event that happened.
Yeah.
And so for whatever reason, that's just like set me so that way in life, whenever there's a blind character, I get really excited. And they're always my favorite. Like Toph.
Yeah.
But Toph was everyone's favorite. But like Fox just like showed up and did the look around thing with in the finale with the Ursa. Like looked around and then like locked on once you heard the rumbling.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, you're my favorite character.
Like, that's it.
There we go. And that's it. I won't ship you with anybody but me. So
you're mine now.
Yeah.
Just get into my pocket. Be safe.
Exactly. Get into my butthole. Yeah. So I lied when I said Roman was my favorite character. Favorite male character.
What about Fox and Roman?
Listen, I've already got one shot ship with Roman. I really don't need another one. This has already ruined me.
You could call it Justice is Blind.
All right. Well, damn it.
Mm-hmm.
You get all the credit for naming it. This is all your fault.
Like
whatever happens.
that happened in real time too. I had not thought of it until just now.
Whatever happens from here, it's your fault.
Yep, I will take full responsibility.
That was really good. It was really, really good.